Have you ever been involved in something or doing something that you really love to do and wondered, are there any benefits to doing this? My involvement was in music and fine arts. When I was in middle school, I joined orchestra and I learned how to play double bass. I stuck with orchestra from 6th grade up until my senior year in high school. During that time, there's a stereotype floating around that fine arts kids were nerds. The band kids were called band geeks, and the orchestra kids were called orchidorks. Reflecting on that brought me to this question. Does the fine arts program have an effect on students in lower division schools? If so, is it good or bad? I have been doing weeks of research on the issue, and I've come across some interesting things. First off, I conducted an interview with a father of 3 children. All 3 children were in the fine arts program. 2 were in orchestra, and 1 was in band. The first question I asked was, would you rather your child be involved in sports or fine arts? The father answered that he doesn't favor one over the other, that both build a sense of strong character and discipline. And if schools went without sports or fine arts, there would be no outlet for the children to express themselves. Personally, when I was in high school, there were 2 sides to this. The kids that were in sports were seen as incompetent and stupid and didn't make good grades and failed their classes, and the fine arts kids were seen as smart and the kids that make honor roll every semester. And the second question I asked was, what changes have you seen in your child, good or bad, since they have taken fine arts? And he answered that I've seen them build confidence in themselves and assertiveness in pursuing their goals. The next point I would like to make is that music can be learned in a variety of ways. According to James S. Catterall, author of the book Critical Links, Learning in the Arts and Student Academic and Social Development, that kind of learning is beneficial to cognitive development. Everybody learns differently, whether it be auditorial or visual. Auditorial learners can just listen and absorb information. Visual learners need charts and graphs to understand. Learning in a variety of ways helps when learning in the classroom because the student can easily adapt to any learning style the teacher may present to them. Being a fine arts student myself, I've reflected on how I went about learning. Although I could do both auditorial and visual learning, I was mostly a visual learner. But having the ability to do both is great for the future when you get a career and your trainer or boss has to teach you how to do something. Then, at that moment, you have to decide, are you going to be a visual learner or an auditorial learner? Not only is this true for music, but also in drama, visual arts, and even creative writing. Stemming off from Catterall's findings, we can make an implication, and I want you to think about this. What kind of children benefit from fine arts? Those that are involved and have a desire for it, or those that do it because mommy and daddy told them to? According to Elizabeth Spelk, a neurologist from Harvard University, children who study fine arts are better at math and reading. When I reflect on my high school days, I find this statement to prove true. Most of the students got honor roll every semester, but why didn't all of them get honor roll? Believe it or not, it's a question no one has answered. The experts talk about the benefits, but they do not address the anomaly of kids that are not benefiting from fine arts the same. From personal observation and experience, I used to be in orchestra. Just from being in the class, you could tell who wanted to be there and who didn't. Those that hated orchestra were the ones that were failing classes, skipping, and not showing any interest at all. This is a common trend throughout all the wings of the fine arts programs. That goes to show, if you're doing any activity or anything that you're involved in, if you show interest in it and you really try, then you'll reap the benefits of it. But if you don't enjoy it and you don't try at all, then you won't reap the benefits. Without a doubt, fine arts is a great thing for students to take advantage of. As a matter of fact, in Eastern countries like China, the students are required to take fine arts because the people see how important it is. As a result, it will make a generation that is better equipped for the real world.